let me correct you straight away, Rahul. I severely object to what you've done in the last 10 minutes. You've completely killed off this whole debate. Who asked you to be so logical and rational and give all the dates and figures and data, including the NIA conviction rate, which is 93%? And these people are trying to belittle by bringing out one or two cases, ignoring the thousands of other cases that NIA have solved. So, please don't do this. आप ये करोगे तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? अब मैं चुप रहूं क्या 3 minutes? No, but Rahul, let's get to the facts, straight away. Congress has always buckled when it comes to terrorism. And, this is because of 3 reasons: appeasement, placating a vote bank, or plain fear of being branded communal and Islamophobic. And unfortunately, increasingly, this fear and appeasement has started cutting across party lines and ideologies. You can test this right now. No one belonging to a political party on the panel right now will have the guts to say terrorism has a religion. Kashmir is a living and breathing example of this, Rahul. They will even certify that the slogan shouted on the night of January 19, 1990 from the top of mosques, Raliv, Galiv, Taliv, deaths to Kafirs, Pandits, leave your women behind, convert, run or die, Nizam-e-Mustafa, had nothing to do with religion. But there are hundreds more examples. Air Chief Dhanoa is on record saying that the Indian Air Force wanted to bomb terror hideouts in Pakistan in the wake of 26/11, but was forbidden to do so by the then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. India rewarding Pakistan for their 2008 attack on our embassy in Kabul by capitulating miserably in the Sharm el-Sheikh Declaration. Tens of thousands attending the funeral of terrorist Yaqub Maman or of terrorist Burhan Wani led by Congress leaders. The mainstreaming of PFI and other such organizations. Sonia Gandhi crying tears of sorrow after the Batla House encounter. Terrorist Yasin Malik celebrated by India's Prime Minister. I can go on and on and on. And let us be clear on one thing. Poverty or illiteracy have nothing to do with the fundamentalism. Fundamentals have. And even though your financial or educational status might change, the fundamentals will never do. They are eternal. You can be from Harvard or Cambridge or IIT and still blow up the World Trade Center or charge at the Gorakhnath temple shouting Allahu Akbar. In fact, the more educated you are, the more convinced you are of the fundamentals. Please understand. There is nothing called radicalization or radical Islam, but our politicians don't have the courage to admit this. On the other hand, they have ample courage to brand Hinduism as a terrorist religion, as was allegedly claimed by a Congress youth wing leader recently. They have courage to brand Hindu god Parashuram a terrorist and a rapist, as was recently done by a Goa Congress leader. They have courage to hail Aurangzeb who killed 4.6 million Hindus. They have courage to celebrate Tipu Jayanti despite knowing he demolished hundreds of temples and converted and butchered lakhs of Hindus. They have the courage to coin the phrase saffron terror because they don't fear their sar separating from their ton. That's the reality. Can we face up to it?